about 8:30 p.m. and I just got all my gear together and I'm gonna do a little bit of night fishing tonight for largemouth. I don't have a whole lot of time. I can't be out all night, but certainly I think I'll be out until about midnight. So I'm picking a place that's relatively close to home. I got about a 35-minute drive. Sometimes it's tough to find a place that allows you to get in there at night. A lot of reservoirs are in parks that are sunrise to sunset. So fortunately the one I'm heading to right now allows night fishing. One of the most important things that you have when you fish at nighttime is a light. So I got that on a Yak Attack Visi Carbon hole here, and that's going to fit right into the slide track system of my kayak. I got that. Get my landing net, my paddle, and like 1 or 2 rods. I think the main thing I'm going to fish with tonight is going to be this bait right here. This is the clacker. It's a spinner bait with 2 big blades that bang together. Put a big old trailer on there just to give it the biggest profile and most obnoxious, noisy. You know, they're not going to see as well as they do, you know, at dusk and dawn and daylight. So they got to hear it. And they're going to hear this coming. So that'll be my main bait. All right, I've been chucking the spinner bait here for about half an hour, and I'm starting to realize I made a mistake coming to the back of this cove. It's early June, and these fish are post-spawn, and usually they move back out in the direction of the main lake, not back to where they've just spawned. I think they're gonna leave this area alone, but just with all the frog activity I hear in the back, I had to come back here and just check it out. But the frogs are actually getting me thinking about stopping back at my vehicle. I got a scum frog with the boot foot instead of the little skirt material for feet. It's got a real noisy boot foot. I may grab that on the way out to the first point I come to, back in the direction of the main lake. Pound that area. I'm still holding out hope that this spinnerbait's gonna get him. We have had a lot of cooler rain here recently, and I hope that I can feel with my hand down in this water. It's a little bit cooler than it's been. We got 59 degrees air temperature right now, which is pretty cool for this time of year. So hopefully that coolness draws them shallow again. Alright, first one, and I gotta confess, I changed from the clacker, and it occurred to me that the clacker does something very well in the daylight that is an advantage in the daylight, but not so much in the dark. It has some evasive maneuvers in it. Those blades clack together and really just, you know, make the bait turn and jump in erratic directions. And that's not what you want in the nighttime. What you want is something that is easily trackable. So what I switched to was a spinnerbait with a very large single Colorado blade that I can bring very slowly straight back in. So with their lateral line, whatever it is they rely on, I know they use their lateral line to find food, and they can track it. And if it's going in a straight line, just like a football receiver going on a route, he knows where to intercept. You know, if something like the clacker is, not where that bass expects it to be, there's a lot of misses, and I missed one earlier. So I still think I'm going to go back and get that frog going, because that'd just be fun to hear that. Switch to a crankbait. Oh, that's a good one. Because I actually had trouble with, oh, you're a nice one. Lost the, yeah, that's a big fish. Lost the spinnerbait I was using. He took it deep too. I don't know whether I broke it off coming up a ledge, or whether I got bit off, but it hit hard and whatever. I lost the spinnerbait I was using, but hey, I'll take that on a crankbait. This is a Copper's Live Target crankbait that is very shallow. It's a shallow runner, and I've been fishing it a while, and I hadn't gotten bit until I slowed it down. Really slowing it down, I guess, allowed him to track it a little bit better. There, I got him unhooked. Nice. He's at least 19. He might be 20. Let's get a measurement, get a picture, get him back in. So, but yeah, basically a surface, you know, a subsurface crankbait, and just moving along. Nice. All right, I want to picture you. Nice. Yep, that's a 20-inch bass right there. Yeah, look at you. Sweet. All right, I got my pictures. Let's go ahead and let this nice 20-inch largemouth go. This fish was post-spawn. Get back in there. Gotta get the boca on it. She's ready to go. Post-spawn, and we're out on a point leading to the main lake. So I'll go ahead and, she says, "You've had me long enough, Jeff. You had your fun with me." Beautiful bass. All right, you're good. Bye-bye. Yep, that was fun. I've stayed out of here longer than I really meant to, so time to pack up and boogie on home, get some sleep. All right, so no real need for an illustration on last night's trip to the lake, but I do want to go through the progression of lures that I used, in case you didn't get a real good look at what I was using, and a little bit of commentary on why I switched from one to the next, and why the one that I got the bigger fish on is a good option for fishing at nighttime. So I started with this lure, the clacker, and I went with it because I knew that with the blades clanging together, that was going to call fish up. And I made it a little bit bigger by putting a swim bait trailer on there. But I was getting hits on it, but I wasn't connecting with fish. And I think it's because this lure, when those blades hit together, it'll come along straight, and then it'll jump to one side when these blades get caught on one another, and then they get uncaught. So while it did let fish know where it was, I think it was a difficult lure for them to track. And again, last night it was overcast. We had no moonlight. So switching to these spinner baits that are much easier to track, because they have a nice big blade. You can slow it down and have a pretty big, dark profile. It's what I connected with the first fish on, and I think that's a good, reliable bait for fishing in the at nighttime. They look up, you have that dark profile against a lighter sky. They'll be able to find that bait, and because it's got a nice big It's a hammered number 5 Colorado. You can move it nice and slow, and they can track it and know where it is, and you know, catch up with it. I actually did put a it was a Berkeley Power Worm on the back of it, and it was only half of one, but just putting a trailer on there, again, just gives it a little bit bigger profile. Kind of surprised this didn't produce. This is a scum frog with the paddle, you know, the boot feet. I'm not giving up on this. I think this is something, you know, especially if I'm fishing at night near any sort of surface vegetation like you know, lily pads or anything like that. It's going to be a very good option. But since there wasn't much of that, when I switched to this shallow diving crankbait, it's a tiny little bill on the front of it. This only goes down below the surface, maybe, you know, it's less than a foot for sure. And with 2 treble hooks and a fairly compact size bait, you know, that fish was able to come up, find it, and because I was moving it very slow, almost like a wake bait, he was able to find that, intercept it, and take it down without too much trouble. So that is certainly going to get the nod next time I go out, and maybe even I'll jump up to a larger size baitfish profile wake bait.